welcome to our channel. I'm Dana.
I'm Gabby, and if you're joining us for the first time today, well, you're about to learn that we are tired of being at home, and we bet you guys are too. So we are going to be going outside of the home by staying inside and going to visit the British Museum online.
Yes, so we are going to take you guys to explore with us how to explore the British Museum. It's an incredible collection. They've got a blog post up that tells you 11 different ways that you can explore the British Museum from home. Plus, Gabby and I have come up with a few secrets of our own that we'll share with you at the end of this video to give you a very well-rounded experience exploring this museum from your couch or bed or quarantine really sucks, and we are excited to get out of here for just a minute and take you along with us.
Okay, so first we're looking at the British Museum's blog post in which they share with you 11 ways that you can visit the museum from your own home. They've got really cool things such as museum tours with Google Street View, as well as exploring with the photo galleries that they have and different blog posts. They also have a podcast and a few audio tours that you can participate in as well, and they're really, really cool if you're trying to get that museum experience without actually being there.
Yeah, so we are going to take you guys through each of these ways and kind of the pros of each, what you can experience with each of these 11 different modes of exploring the British Museum. Plus, we're going to throw in 2 secrets for you guys that we discovered. We'll give you one in just a moment, and then the other we'll give you at the end of this video, which is going to give you the best way to really experience the British Museum from home. All right, here is secret number 1. This is the Museum of the World. It's a collaboration between the British Museum and Google Cultural Institute. They've put together this really incredible connection of history for you guys to be able to go in and kind of have a unique viewpoint of some of the artifacts that the museum has. So as you see, all of the dots that were just on your screen are little connections of history, and they've now been put on this timeline. You can move around in here. It's kind of like Street View in a way, just in the movement and such. You have the ability to look at individual regions as well as individual topics like art and design, living and dying, power and identity, religion and belief, and trade and conflict. So you can turn on and off the types of artifacts that you want to look at as well. And then you can have them all on, and you can also filter down by region, so you can look purely at Europe or purely at Africa. Then once you click on one of these dots, it's going to pull up a little synopsis of it, but it connects you to all of the other connected pieces, so you can kind of follow that trail and see how things connect across the globe in different time periods, which is cool. So if you scroll forward, you're going backward in time. And as you come back to the original screen, that's the closest in time to right now that we have. You also have the ability on each of those artifacts when you pull it up to open it up and see a lot more about it, which we're showing you here on the screen. You can click on this map and see exactly where this artifact came from, which is really neat. We also have some audio about the item that is there.
This war shield is from South Asmat in West Papua. It was the type of shield frequently used since at least the 1900s in tribal feuds and raids on neighbouring settlements.
So yeah, this is a pretty cool way to explore some of the artifacts within the museum and kind of just be connected to it in a different way. So we really like this view, but we do have a better view of the museum and its artifacts that we'll show you towards the end of this tour. If you haven't already, make sure that you have subscribed down below. Click on the bell to turn on notifications so you can see whenever we upload a new video. We've got tons of museum and national park, ancient ruin, all kinds of different virtual tours to share with you guys coming up really soon.
So you may have noticed that we skipped number 1. We will be going back to that, but we're going to start at number 2, which is a virtual gallery provided by the British Museum. They have a really cool feature in which you can explore the different collections of art and pieces that they have in their museum and learn more about them as you go along.
Yeah, so this is the Oceana collection that they have put together. It's their virtual exploration. You can read a little bit about it, scroll down, and they're going to give you some highlights so you can see some of the artifacts that they have on display. There's a highlight feature, and then as you keep scrolling down, you're going to see some of the individual countries or regions within Oceania and some of the artifacts that they have from there. For example, you're seeing Australia now on your screen, and there are a couple of others down below as well.
And so as you scroll through these different things, you are able to find more information about them as well. It's not just the pictures, even though they are very, very cool to look at. They often will have little information bits about it or little audio clips that you can look at to learn more about what you're looking at.
Yeah, all you need to do is click on the image itself instead of just the arrow, and it'll open up a screen that's going to show you the artifact that you're looking at and a small paragraph of information about it. And as Gabby mentioned, occasionally some audio there as well. So really cool. We'll show you that feature a little bit later on as we look at some different galleries that they have available. So the next gallery that they have on this virtual galleries is the Prints and Drawings virtual gallery. So kind of the same concept here. It's just showing some of the drawings that you can find in the museum. You can scroll through, look at those, and again, I think this is where you're going to see clicking on them kind of opens it up and gives you some additional information. So there's different types of drawings that you can look at, modern contemporary artists, some highlights of, the greatest ones that they've put together, etc.
Yes, it's very cool, and it's super fun to learn about the different art things, especially if that's something you're super interested in. This is a great way to expand your knowledge on those subjects.
Yes, absolutely. Okay, so now we're on to the third way that you can explore the British Museum from home, and that is through their podcasts. They go behind the scenes of the museum with their podcast content, which can be downloaded to your iPhone if you have an Apple iPhone, or visited through SoundCloud on the web or through SoundCloud application on your phone.
And this is a really great feature if you're someone who likes audiobooks rather than reading, or is more about listening than reading information. It's a little bit different than that art gallery stuff. Something really cool that they did during the month of March was they did a podcast about women's history, and that is so cool because we don't always see that in modern media and all of that. So it's super cool to listen to, and it's really educational and super fun to learn about those new things.
Yeah, they also have an LGBTQ podcast, which kind of talks through some of the artwork that's available and how it's connected to LGBTQ, which is really awesome as well.
Yes.
All right, now on to tip number 4, which is digital learning online through the British Museum. If you are a parent, you have been homeschooling your children for the first time ever for at least the last month, and it has been difficult, at least in my case, to keep your kids busy and entertained. So there's a lot of great stuff that you can find here on the British Museum website to spice things up with your kids' education.
And it's super helpful because they have a lot of their information divided up by different age groups and different grade levels, so that way you're not overwhelming anybody with information and you're not underwhelming anybody with information as well. It's a good amount for whatever age you're looking for.
Yeah, and another great thing about it is they actually give you assignments, so it's not just go in and learn about this, which can be fun for your children and something I'd recommend, especially with certain age groups. But they have some assignments in here that you can give your kids. It's kind of like worksheets, which we're taking you through now. This is one of the workbook packets that they have for the Islamic culture section of the museum. Gives you information as the educator at home, and then has some fun activities for your kids to do. So there are artifacts that they can go find throughout the museum, and they have to answer some questions about it, like where was this piece found, what's it made of, all of that sort of stuff. And they have various iterations of that for multiple pages in this workbook. So really fun stuff to be able to do with your kiddos on school days or on the weekend if you just feel like having something else to do for them because they've been in your hair all day for the last 30 plus days. Really great stuff here on the British Museum website.
And quick break from all the information is to remind you guys to make sure to subscribe down below and to give this video a thumbs up if you're enjoying it. We also want to plug our social medias, which will be linked down in the description below. Make sure to follow us Instagram and our Twitter and like our Facebook and keep up to date with all the information on our upcoming videos.
Yeah, don't forget to click the bell next to subscribe as well to make sure you're getting all notifications from us when new content comes out. All right, now the fifth way to explore the British Museum online is by immersing yourself with audio tours that they have available.
This is a really cool option as well because it'll take you through the different rooms of the museum so that you can hear information on them instead of just looking at it by yourself.
Yep, and here's a preview for what that sounds like. You can purchase these through Apple iTunes or Google Play, or if you are subscribed to Apple's Family Music plan, you can listen to the audio tour for free.
We feature Sir Augustus Wollaston Franks, who joined the museum in 1851 and is often described as the second father of the British Museum after Sir Hans Sloane. Such were the significant additions he made to the collections via his contacts and personal generosity.
The sixth option is to visit their own YouTube channel. They have a lot of really cool content on there that's super engaging and can help you learn more about what they're talking about and different things inside the museum.
Yeah, so it's really great. They have a bunch of different playlists that they've put together, like the Curator Corner, British Museum Objects, all sorts of different topics that you can explore. They also have recipes on there, like cultural recipes of how to make a better chocolate and how to make 5,000-year-old beer and things like that. So lots of really fun, engaging content that you should check out as well. We'll link to their page down below in the description so that you can go check them out as well.
So number one, which we skipped earlier, was to see things through the Google Arts and Culture Street View. However, this is another option to see that arts and culture aspect of the blog post. This is a really cool feature because you can go through different arts pieces and sculptures throughout the museum, and they've got 45 different stories that go along with them. You can see things that go along with different collections in the museum and click to learn more about those things. If you're someone who's really into art like I am, this is really cool to learn about because you can learn about the different areas of art and what they pertain to. So there's also little stories that you can click on and click through those pages to learn about that.
Yeah, so we're going to give you a preview here. If you haven't experienced Google Arts and Culture Stories yet, it's an incredible feature. It is a deep dive kind of on one piece or a collection of pieces that fit together that Google has put together in sort of like a storybook for you. As you can see here, you're flipping through pages, learning about individual little pieces that all correspond together in some way that are located inside the museum as well. So I really love going through the Google stories on arts and culture. I think it's a really neat way to be able to look at things. Another feature on Google Arts and Culture with some museums is that you can actually experience them through a virtual reality headset, which is really cool. The British Museum does have 2 virtual reality options available for you. You just need to download the Google Arts and Culture app to your phone and then search for the museum you want to look at, see if they've got virtual reality. If so, you just slide it in your little cardboard box or your VR headset, and you can look around at a bunch of different things inside the museum and outside the museum as you see here. All right, number 8 on the list for the blog of ways to explore the British Museum from home is to explore 8 million objects at your fingertips through their online collection.
This is a really cool feature because it's almost like an art search engine, and it allows you to look for certain aspects in the museum or certain culture things that you want to look for, and you can then click on them through that and learn about them that way.
Yeah, it's really neat way also to get kind of an up-close view. As you can see, when you open it up, it's really high-res and is coming at you. This is everything on the online collection is also part of the Creative Commons database, so you can actually utilize these images of artworks that are there as long as you're following the licensing requirements through the Creative Commons license associated with it. So as a bonus, on number 8, under the blog, they give you another option to virtually explore the British Museum as well, and it's through collections that they've put together on their main website.
So the one on screen right now is their animal collection, which, if you're anything like us, you are huge animal lovers, and we absolutely think this is really, really cool. You can discover the different wild and wonderful depictions of animals found in the museum. This one is one that I think is really cool. It's the Gare Anderson cat. I love cats, and it'll pop up on screen in a moment. So the Gare Anderson cats are one of my favorite animals of all time. Yes, I really think this cat is cool, not only for the history behind it, but it looks a lot like my cat Joey, which we will include her on screen. She's a little bit of a demon, but she's very cute. So I thought that this is a really cool exhibit that they have, because it's cool to see how animals that we see very often have been introduced through history and the different ways that they were viewed through history in terms of art and in terms of cultures and different things like that. So it's very cool to be able to see how modern times connect with history.
Yeah, another great feature of this is that some of these animals in the animal collection you can see in 3D. So we are going to show you the 3D depiction of this Gare Anderson cat here on screen as well. So this is another really cool way to virtually explore the British Museum from home through their collections, and they have various collections available on their website that you can click through in this similar manner that we're showing you here with the Gare Anderson cat.
Number 9 is just another way for you to explore the blog itself. There's different things that you can click through on the blog, and that will take you through different moments in the museum, different exhibits, and different ways to explore the British Museum from home even further.
Yeah, so they have different categories that you can browse through. They've got Curator's Corner, kind of like they have over on their YouTube channel, as well as Objects in Focus. You can also access the podcast from this blog page as well. So lots of really cool features, great material to click through and kind of learn more about some of the exhibits in the British Museum.
Absolutely.
All right, number 10 way to explore the British Museum from home is to learn more about the British Museum. So they've got some links here where you can dive in and read the story about how the museum came to be and things like that, really just diving in on the history of the museum itself.
Yes, and it will take you through more of how the museum came to be rather than the exhibits within it. It's super cool and a really good resource to learn more about something local.
Yeah.
So lastly on their blog post is staying in touch with their social medias and the different ones that they use. They've got Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and as well as their YouTube channel that we mentioned earlier. Something really, really cool that they've been doing recently is #MuseumFromHome. And this is a way for different people from across the world to be able to share their experiences in exploring the museum while they're at home, since they can't come visit in person. So you can explore that through their Twitter page or through the Twitter search outlet like we're doing right now. And you can see how different people have been able to learn about history and celebrate history from the comfort of their own home.
Yeah, it's really great. We've also learned about some other museums that we could visit through looking at the #MuseumFromHome, which is really cool. So this is a look through of the British Museum's Facebook page. This is a great place to connect and learn a little bit more about the museum, as well as now you're seeing their Instagram page, which is beautiful. I love all of the art pieces that they have put together there, as well as their Insta story. Right now their Insta story, this is not an Insta story, this is their highlight section on #MuseumFromHome. And this is taking you through the blog posts that we've been taking you through in this video, all the different ways that you can explore the British Museum from home. And lastly, we will head over to check out their Twitter page, which has a lot of great information as well for you to find out more about the museum, see things a little bit behind the scenes, and stuff like that. So if you are interested in the British Museum, I definitely suggest going and checking out their social media pages.
Absolutely.
Okay, so as we mentioned, we are circling back to number 1, which is exploring the museum through Google Arts and Culture with Google Street View. This is a really cool way to check out the museum. As you can see, we clicked on the link in the blog that says drop us into the Egyptian sculpture exhibit. And so here we are inside of this Egyptian sculpture part of the museum.
Yeah, the only downfall to this is that it does drop you directly in the middle of the exhibit, so if you want to go and visit all of it, you do have to go all the way to one side and then way back through the other side. So that is something that is a little bit of a hardship, but there are ways that you can visit or see the other sculptures and things that they have throughout that exhibit, and you can look on the gallery for those things.
Yeah, so if you recall, on number 2, we took you to, from number 2 of the blog, it takes you over to see the virtual galleries. So that was Oceana and the paintings and drawings virtual galleries. If you scroll up on that page, you're actually seeing the gallery listings for the entire museum, which is incredible. You can go through it room by room, which is great. So we're going to take you in now and kind of show you this entryway into Google Street View.
So next we are going to take a look at the Africa exhibit. You can click that visit room 25 and it'll drop you into that gallery exhibit and what that kind of looks like.
Yeah, so it's giving you some information about what you can find in room 25, which is the exhibit on Africa. There are some highlights that you can click through to see some of the individual art pieces that are available in the Africa exhibit, and some information about accessibility as well if you were able to attend in person. There's this nice little section that says take a virtual tour, which you can click on, and it's going to take you into the Google Street View of the Africa Gallery. So this is great. There is a gallery page for each and every room within the museum. But again, it's dropping you in the middle of the exhibit itself, or the middle of the room, basically. So you have to work all the way to the right to see everything on that side, and then all the way back to the middle, and then off to the left, which can be pretty time-consuming. So as we mentioned before, we have a secret way to enhance your viewing of these galleries through Google Street View on Google Arts and Culture, which we are excited to share with you guys because we want to give you the best experience possible. And we have a way to do that for you. So another piece of the gallery page is that there is a page for each room within the museum and the exhibits there. But as you can see here, not every page has a link to the Google Street Tour view of the exhibit itself. And it's very difficult to navigate through Google Street View from room to room within the museum if you don't know the museum well already. So this can be kind of troublesome if you get to a page like this one and you want to take the Google Street Tour, but there's no link there. It's very time consuming to figure out where that room is in the museum and navigate there by clicking through on Google Street View. So this leads us into our top secret way to view the British Museum for yourself, which we are ready to share with you.
So we spent some time trying to figure out the layout of the museum and how the different exhibits kind of go along with each other throughout the museum, and we've created this map that will help you go through those exhibits in a little bit of an easier way than just dropping into the middle of the galleries.
So we are going to link to this map down below. This map is actually a PDF that you can download from the British Museum itself to give you the layout However, we have enhanced this map just a little bit to make things easier on you guys so that you can view the majority of this museum through the Google Arts and Culture Street View. What we've done here is, if you see on the screen, things that are underlined in pink are hyperlinked to the actual room that is shown there. So you can click through room on the map itself, or down below in the key listing that tells you each room that's available. When you drop in from these links, you will be at one end of the room already instead of being dropped in the middle. So all you have to do is work forward in a straight path, and once you hit a wall or the other end, then come back to this map and go to the next room. This will save you guys a ton of time. The other great feature about this map is it makes it very easy for you to line up with the audio tour that we mentioned earlier that the British Museum listed on their blog. So you can come in here, say, I'm headed into room 95, go to your audio guide, start the audio for room 95, click on this link, and it's going to take you straight into one end of room 95. Absolutely. The other thing that we've added here is anything underlined in blue is going to take you to the gallery page available on the British Museum's website so that you can learn more about that gallery before you enter it if you would like to. So we've got the ground floor, the upper floors, and the lower floor all put together for you guys. If there isn't a link, it's because it wasn't something that we were able to find through navigating through Google Street View. We've got the majority of them. There's maybe 2 or 3 that weren't available through the Google Street View on Google Arts and Culture. All right, everybody, thanks for joining us at the British Museum today. We hope you really enjoyed this video tour of all the different ways that you can explore the British Museum that were provided by the British Museum on their blog, as well as a few extra ways that we provided for you. There are links down below in the description to everything that we took you guys through today, so take a look and go explore the British Museum for yourself.
And don't forget to subscribe to our channel if you enjoyed the video. Make sure to click that bell button so you can get the notifications. Make sure you give us a thumbs up if you want to see more videos. Also follow all of our social medias that will also be linked down below.
Yes, and we want to say thank you to our newest subscribers and followers. We really appreciate all of your support and are excited to continue bringing you guys new and fresh content every Monday. We do put out a new video every Monday. Sometimes in between there, we put out some content as well. And we also love to stay engaged with you guys on social media, where we give some behind-the-scenes footage of us just doing our thing in quarantine. So until next time, we will see you guys down in the comments. Let us know what you think of the British Museum.
Bye!
Bye, everybody.